What's going on, people? Welcome back to my YouTube channel and welcome to another video. I hope all you guys are doing well today. As you can see, I'm smiling and I'm excited because the Premier League is back. The Premier League is back after 2 months of just sitting watching, not watching the Premier League, but watching the international friendlies, pre-season and all of that stuff. I mean, yeah, it's really been boring, but the one thing that is not boring is the women, the Lionesses, and they have won the major tournament, the champions of Europe. Yeah, it's not the men that did it, it's the women. So big up to the Lionesses. Congratulations to Beth Mead of being the winning the Golden Boot and the player of the tournament. Big up to Leah Livingston, the first ever Lionesses captain to ever hold a trophy. And big up to Hearns as well because I think we've only conceded. I think Lioness has only conceded 3 goals. One against what was it, Spain? The other one was against Germany. I forgot who else. I think we've only conceded 2. Yeah, that's what I can remember, 2 or 3. But yeah, she got the Golden Glove because we kept the most clean sheets. So big up to all these players and well done to the Lionesses. And big up to Chelsea women, especially Frank Kirby, Millie Bright, Beth England. Even though she didn't play, she was part of the squad, so she gets a shout. But Millie Bright has been a really really good defender for the Lionesses, and she didn't get mentioned in the player of the tournament because there's so many of them. But hopefully, when we get to the World Cup, hopefully she will be in there. But be up to Millie Bright, always, always defending really well. Just didn't want to make mistakes. The tackles, everything was brilliant. So big up to Millie Bright. So at least there's one tournament that got us excited, and that's the Lionesses. But for the preseason, there's been exciting and there's been disappointing for the England men on the Gareth Southgate. There's been boring football. You know, there's been boring football. And before I get to my predictions, I want to ask you guys, why does women play better football than the men? Because a long time ago, way back before I was born, there were some years that women cannot play football. It's only the men. And I'm thinking, really? So I was thinking, okay, so when women introduced football, I think it was in 1998 or something like that. I can't remember. When they introduced it, they people thought like, why women playing football? They cannot play better than the men. They cannot. But now you see, when women came to the final, the record amount of attendance was about 87,198 or something like that. That is the most attendance ever in the European history in any women's football in England. So that's why people are starting to really enjoy watching women play because they know how to play better football than the men, you know? And I'm so glad that one of my friends told me to watch Chelsea women because because when I saw because when someone told me this, I was like, wait, are the Chelsea women playing as well? I didn't even know. So when I watched it, I was like, you know what? Thank God they're playing football because the women can know how to play better football than the men. And they always do one in a season, whereas for the Chelsea men themselves, they're not doing great. So why is that women can play better than the men? Why can't both do it? Why can't the Chelsea men play the same football as the women, and why can't the England men play the same football as the Lionesses? Like, it really doesn't make any sense. But we have to wait and see. But congratulations to the Lionesses, champions of Europe. Let's hope the men can do the same thing in the World Cup, which I doubt it. But let's see what the men can do. And yes, and talking about the World Cup, the reason why the Premier League starts early is because of that. Because the World Cup was supposed to be played in June, but because of the coronavirus and the war between Ukraine and Russia, that's why they had to delay it and postpone it until November. And I'm hearing that the World Cup for women could be postponed um um, until maybe November as well. But we're gonna have to wait and see. But the World Cup starts in about 3 months' time, and it will end on the 21st of November. And all of the league games will be back on Boxing Day, which is 5 days before the new year. So yeah, so that's why the season starts pretty early. But I'm looking forward to this one. And like last year, I'll be going through all my predictions before the match day starts. And once the each game finishes on either a Sunday or Monday, I'll be going through my I'll be doing a quick reaction to it, and I'll tell you guys how many points I've got. And the aim of this show is to get a maximum of 30 points. Because since there's 10 games and since there's a maximum of 3 points, my aim is to get every prediction right so that I can get 30 points. And also, if and also my also aim is to make sure that I get the highest points than the previous one. So if I get 2 points, at the next time I do my predictions, I should at least get more than 2 points. So that's the aim. But I want to make sure from now on until the end of the season, I get at least get one match day a maximum of 30 points, and that would be absolutely fantastic. If I can get every single prediction right, it would be great. So that's the end of this show. And what I need to do is I need to make sure my predictions is right. If I only get 0 points if I don't get my predictions right. So let's say, for example, if I predict Chelsea winning 2-0, but it ends in a draw, or Everton win, I get 0 points. But I can get 1 point if I get my predictions. If I predict a team to win or draw, but my prediction is still not the same as the actual result. So if I predict 2-0 Chelsea, but it ends in probably 1-0, 3-0, or a draw, that means only no, sorry, not in a draw. Yeah, or if I went for a draw and it ends 1-1, and I predicted 0-0, but it ends in 1-1 and stuff like that, I'll also get 1 point. But if I get but the maximum is 3 points, and in order to get 3 points, I have to make sure that my predictions is absolutely spot on. Like if I predict a Chelsea win of 2-0 against Everton and the actual result was 2-0, then I get 3 points, because not only did I predict the team to win, but I got my predictions absolutely spot on. So I get 3 points. And the same thing goes for Everton, or a draw as well. So the maximum I need to get is 3 points. There's no 2 points, because the only way to get 2 points is to get at least two predictions right, one and then another one. But there's no 2 points in my predictions. It's 0, 1, and 3, and that's it. And the maximum is 3 points. The lowest is 0. And also, I don't only get zero points at the end of my prediction. So if I start to get 0 points on match day one, it will be disappointing, really disappointing. So let's hope that every single match day I get 3 points, get all the predictions right, and I get a maximum of 30 points. I'm not saying I'll get 30 points in every single match day, but let me try and get just one maximum of 30 points, and that'll be it. And that'll be a great achievement for me and for this channel as well. So yeah, those are the basic rules. That's everything you need to know about this show. So without further ado, let's move on into my predictions for the start of this season's 2022/2023 Premier League season. So here we go. So the first game of the Premier League season kicks off at Selhurst Park, and the game kicks off tomorrow between Crystal Palace and Arsenal at 8 p.m. Now this one is interesting, because we've seen this last year when Brentford and Arsenal, because Brentford and Arsenal was a London derby. That game kicked off on a Friday night at 8 p.m. And we all know what happened. Brentford won 2-0 against Arsenal. This one, I feel like it's going to be different, because last year in pre-season, Arsenal did have a great one. They've lost to I think they've drawn to Hibs, they've lost to Rangers, they've lost to Chelsea, and they've lost to Tottenham. So those are the games that were really, really terrible. But in pre-season this year, they done really well. They beat Orlando's, I forgot the other team. They destroyed Sevilla, they destroyed Chelsea, They've lost to Brentford, but that was behind closed doors, so it doesn't really matter about that one. But in pre-season, they've only lost one, you know. And their new signings, Gabriel Jesus, Zinchenko, William Saliba, who else? They done really good, you know. Of course, Pat, Pablo Vieira hasn't come to Arsenal yet because he has an injury, so we don't know how long he's gonna go through. But Arsenal have done really well pre-season, and I told my friends who are also fans here. I think you guys are ready. I think you should be excited for this season because the style of play, the performance of your team is absolutely superb, and there will be a surprise, you know. They will be. I believe, and I told them this, that you guys will finish in the top four, 100%. If you don't, then this season is, then you should be disappointed and you should call it a failure because the signings that you made were really good pre-season, but then if you don't finish in the top four, then there's something clearly going wrong. So I told him, you guys are ready and you'll definitely finish in the top four. And I know that's what the Arsenal fans expect. Then, if they can get to the Champions League, the next expectation is to at least challenge, challenge for the title. I'm not saying that they won't win it, but at least close the gap on City and Liverpool, like Chelsea should have done last season, if you know what I mean. So that's what Arsenal fans expect. But before then, they need to focus on the top four and get it back to the Champions League. So I think they will do that this season. I think Arsenal are ready. But I think this game is going to be difficult because we seen that also don't have a pretty good record here. Although 2 seasons ago they beat them 3-1, but then last season they absolutely Crystal Palace absolutely destroyed Arsenal and beat them 3-0. But I believe this is going to be different. I believe so. So it's going to be Wilfried Zaha up against Gabriel Jesus. Who will come up better? We'll have to wait and see. So for this game, Crystal Palace against Arsenal, the first game of this Premier League season, this one is going to be difficult. I think Crystal Palace will score, but I think I'm going to go for 3-1 to Arsenal. I'm going to go for 3-1 to Arsenal. I think they're ready. You know, even though I'm a Chelsea fan, I think they're ready. Give me a minute, guys. Hold on. All right. So yeah, I think they're ready. Like I said, they're playing better football. You know, Arteta is starting to really get the best out of these players, and yeah, he knows what system to pick. So I think Arsenal are ready. I think Crystal Palace will start off good, but I think Arsenal will get more possession. They will, and I think they'll beat them. I think Gabriel Jesus will score. I think the front three of Arsenal will score in that game. I believe so. They will do it. So that's what I think. This game is going to be difficult. If Crystal Palace beat Arsenal 3-0, then it could be like last season. But I don't think it will happen. I really don't think it will happen. So for this game, 3-1 to Arsenal is my first ever prediction of this season's Premier League. So good luck to Arsenal tomorrow. And sorry, actually, good luck to both teams. Good luck to both teams, actually. All right. Saturday, 12:30 p.m. kickoff. It's the newly promoted Fulham up against Liverpool at Craven Cottage. Now, I feel like this game could be difficult for Liverpool because you all saw that Fulham did really well last season, scoring most goals. Alexander Mitrovic breaks that championship record, scoring the most goals in a championship season. So I think this is the difficult for Liverpool. But for me, yeah, I think Liverpool are too strong. They're really strong. And guess what? They beat Manchester City 3-1 in the Community Shield. And Darwin Núñez looks like one of the better signing because in that game he won the penalty and he scored a goal. Whereas for Haaland, he missed that big chance and he didn't score. So I think Liverpool are also ready. Even though they've lost to Manchester United 4-0 and was it RB Salzburg that they've lost to, I think they're still ready. I think they're still ready for this season. So I feel like this would be difficult for Liverpool, they don't want to kick off the season with a loss. They don't want to. So for this game, oh, I'm going to go for a tight one. I'm going to go for 2-1 Liverpool. I think this will be a tight game because Fulham want to be don't want to go down every single time because whenever you see Fulham, when they They do win a championship just like Norwich, but then when it comes to the Premier League, they fall down. So I expect this to be tight game for both Liverpool and Fulham. But I think I'm gonna go for a tight game. I think Liverpool would just nick it. They just would. So I'm gonna go for 2-1. I think Darwin Núñez will do one in that game. So I'm gonna go for 2-1, and it's gonna be a close game. Another game that is newly promoted team, AFC Bournemouth, they face Aston Villa. Now Aston Villa um um haven't uh sorry yeah, Aston Villa started really well last season, but let's say up until October they started to fall down, 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 and down, and they sacked Dean Smith and they signed Steven Gerrard, and Steven Gerrard had a really good start, but they seemed to fall down. So I think for Aston Villa this will be a tough game because Bournemouth are in second. I think I forgot that player's name was the striker. He was in second place. Joshua King or something like that. Something like that. I can't remember. But yeah, Bournemouth want to start their season really, really well. And Vitality Stadium is a really good atmosphere. Even though it's a small stadium, in the Premier League, it's still a really good atmosphere. And lots of people like that. Well, I say lots of people. Some people don't like that place, but for me, I think many other people would like Dean Court or Vitality Stadium, as I like to call it. So yeah, for this game, oh, this one is tough. It really is tough. But let's see here. Maybe I'll just go for, I don't know. Shit. I think I might go for probably two. Excuse me, 2-1 as sorry, 2-1 Bournemouth because I think Aston Villa, I think they will score first, but then Bournemouth will just find a way to win the game. I think they will do that. So yeah, but listen, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'm not gonna fuss about it. It's the rules. Like if Aston Villa win, then yeah, that's good for them. But I just don't know. I feel like this is gonna be a difficult game for Aston Villa, and I think Bournemouth will just have a little bit of that edge. I think they'll do that. So 2-1 to Bournemouth is my prediction. Next up, Leeds United against Wolverhampton Wanderers. Of course, Leeds United will be so happy that they just beat Brentford in the last game of the season, that they're out of the relegation battle, and Burnley decide to go down. So I think Leeds United expectation is to not to go down. Whereas for Wolverhampton Wanderers, I think the expectation is to finish in the top six or the top seven, because seventh place is the Europa Conference League and fifth or sixth is the Europa League. So I think they want to do that. So yeah, under the new manager, they're looking really good. I know they lost a couple of games, but I think under the new manager, they're starting to really, really get good. Of course, they sacked Marcel Bielsa, which is sad because they've done everything for them. But I think it was the right decision because if Marcel Bielsa still remained as their manager, I think they will go down. I think they would. So it's a really good decision that they sacked Marcel Bielsa, which is unfortunate. So for this game, Leeds United against Wolves. Oh boy. Oh boy. This one is also difficult. I want to go for a draw. I really want to go for a draw. So I'm gonna go for or should no actually or should I go for Leeds win? Ay ay ay. I don't know. I might go for a draw. That's what I'm thinking. I'm gonna go for 1-1 because whenever teams gone down the one under their new manager, they always win. So yeah, I'm gonna go for a draw 1-1. It's going to be difficult for both teams, but they don't want to lose. Both of them want to lose. They want to kick off the season with a positive spin. So 1-1 is going to be my prediction on that one. So 1-1. All right. Next up, a team who has the new owner, Saudi Arabia, and also their new manager as well. A team who has finished above the top 10 and now are facing the newly promoted team Nottingham Forest, and big up to Nottingham Forest. But the only thing I will say is that Huddersfield will be very disappointed with that referee because the amount of penalties that he didn't give to Huddersfield is absolutely disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. But Nottingham Forest was so close in that season, sorry, last season, to be in the top two. They were so close. But they had to do it the hard way and beat Bournemouth, sorry, no, sorry, Huddersfield in the final, and they're back in the Premier League since 1999. That is 1 year before I was born. So big up to Nottingham Forest. So for this game, it's going to be tough for both teams. It's going to be tough for both teams, and I'm thinking that this game could be a draw. I'm going to go for, I'm going to go for 1-1 as well. Or should I not? Not no, Nottingham Forest are looking good. So actually, I'm going to change my mind. I'm going to go for 2-1 Nottingham Forest. Yeah, because I think both teams will start strong enough, but I think Nottingham Forest will just be even stronger than Newcastle United. So yeah, so 2-1 to Nottingham Forest is going to be my prediction in that one. If it does end in a draw, then I'll be disappointed, but if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. So that's basically it. So 2-1 to Nottingham Forest is going to be my prediction. The next game, Spurs against Southampton. Now, this one is not going to be difficult for me to predict because Tottenham have made a really decent signing. You know, George Spence from Nottingham Forest, with Richarlison from Everton, that left back, Pires from Inter Milan, who else? Basuma from Brighton, and I think that's it. I think that's it. That's all Tottenham have signed. So, yeah, Tottenham looking good in pre-season, but they've lost to Ace to Walmart under Jose Mourinho. So, yeah. But for this one, I think Tottenham will make a great start. I think they would, because when these two met last season, Southampton beat them 3-2. But this time it's going to be different. It's going to be different. So for this game, I'm just going to go for a 3-1 Tottenham win. I don't. I think they'll get revenge. I think they will get revenge. And for Tottenham, their expectation is to at least be in the top four and win a trophy. Because the last time they won a trophy is 14 years ago when they beat Chelsea in the Carabao Cup final in 2008. That's the last time. So Tottenham really want to win a trophy. So yeah. So I think they'll do that. But if they bottle it, then that's why Spurs are called Spursy. But we're gonna have to wait and see. But for this game, for Tottenham, I'm gonna go for 3-1. Simple as that. 3-1 to Tottenham. The next game, my former um my former club, Chelsea, the team who I support, is facing Everton at Goodison Park. And it kicks off at 5:30 on Saturday. Oh, this one, I'm I'm not looking forward to this one because our record against Everton at Goodison Park is absolutely horrible, absolutely dreadful. The last time we beat them was 3-0 in the 2017, and that was the season year when we've won the league under Antonio Conte. After that, it's been next season it was a draw. Then after that it was a loss, a few losses. So, but for this game, I should be confident, but I'm worried at the same time. So I'm like 50-50. For this game, I we have to beat Everton and I think we would, because Raheem Sterling is looking like a threat on the left hand side, but we should be able to sign another one who on the right. We still need a striker, a midfielder, and a centre back because those two signing ain't enough. I'm hearing that Frankie de Jong is interested in Chelsea, so does Aubameyang, a striker, Kukurea, a left back from Brighton, and who else? Fofana for Leicester City. So those are the four players who are interested in Chelsea. If we can sign them, then maybe I can change my mind. Maybe that Chelsea will probably finish in the top four because when I saw that game against Arsenal, I said we're not gonna finish in the top four. I don't think so. But if Chelsea can do a madness from now until the transfer end and sign those four players, then I believe we get the job done, and I believe Chelsea will be back. So yeah, so I'm hoping that Chelsea will win. So that's how I'm going to go for. Ooh. I'm not going to go for a big score, so I'm probably going to go for 2-0 Chelsea. I believe if Koulibaly starts, then I believe we'll keep a clean sheet. And if we can get our attack this time to cause a threat, either on the left and right, and maybe Kai Havertz can score, then I believe we'll beat Everton. I hope that Thomas Tuchel puts out the same lineup as the game against Uruguay. No, sorry, Udinese. Because in that game, I thought we looked really good defensively. In the midfield of N'Golo Kante and Jorginho were excellent. Raheem Sterling was brilliant. Who else? Mason Mount was also right. Kai Havertz was disappointing, but let's hope he can. But let's hope he can do one in the Premier League like he usually does, and yeah, we'll be off the hook. So if Thomas Tuchel could pick the same lineup in the game against Udinese, then I believe we'll win. But if he goes for a different one, then I think we'll lose. So yeah, so Thomas Tuchel, please go for the same lineup, and hopefully the Chelsea players will get my prediction right. So I'm confident that we'll beat Everton. So that's why I'm gonna go for 2-0 to Chelsea win. Even though I'm not 100% it will happen, I'm just hoping that it will. So let's see what happens on Saturday. Now we move on into Sunday's games. The first one is Leicester City against Brentford. I think when these two face each other, Brentford won or something like that. Yeah. For Leicester City, they just sold Kasper Schmeichel after being in the club for 11 years now, so that's difficult. So Leicester City are trying to find a new goalkeeper, so we're gonna have to wait and see. And it, and like I said before, Fofana is looking like coming to Chelsea, but no one wants to sign him off. No, but they don't want to sell him, so that's one. Yeah, I don't know, but Leicester against Brentford. We've seen that Brentford, their first game of the season against Arsenal, they looked good. And I think they might do the same thing against Leicester City. I think they would. So I'm not sure how Leicester City did one in their preseason, but I don't know. But for Brentford, the same thing as well. But for this one is difficult. But I think I might go for. Let me have a look. I think I might go for 2-1 less 2-1 Brentford, sorry. Because I think Leicester will score, but I think Brentford will just be will just will just have just play better football than Leicester. I believe so. So yeah, it's going to be a tight game, but I think Brentford will just nick it and just get the 3 points. So Brentford win of 2-1 is my prediction. White, Manchester United against Brighton. This one is really going to be an interesting one because when these two faced each other at the Amex, Brighton just destroyed Man United and beat them 4-0. They destroyed them. And Man United, when they faced Brighton, I think they beat them like 3-0, 1-0, something like that. I can't remember. So for this game, it's going to be tough for Manchester United. But I think under Ten Hag, they're really doing well. So for mm, this one is going to be difficult. But I'm going to go for a tight one. No, actually, no. You know what? I'm gonna go for 3-1 Manchester United. I believe they're back. Then I think they're not back as like winning the title, doing well in the Champions League and not doing well in the Champions League and all that stuff. But I think they're back. But the only problem is that with Eric Ten Hag, just make Manchester United get back in the top four because many people are writing them off, many other teams are writing them off. But can Eric Ten Hag prove them wrong? Let's wait and see. So yeah, and I believe that Cristiano Ronaldo is staying. So yeah, he's going to be playing the Europa League for the first time, and no one wanted him. So other clubs are begging him. That Ronaldo is begging other clubs to let them sign him because he doesn't want to play in the Europa League. He really don't. He wants to play in the Champions League. So, but it looks like he's staying for Manchester United, which is unfortunate. But yeah, we're gonna have to wait and see. But for this game against Brighton, 3-1 to Manchester United is gonna be my prediction. And then the final game of the start of the Premier League this season is West Ham United against Manchester City. Of course, Manchester City lost to Liverpool, but in that game they looked but they just look like a threatening team, like Liverpool does. And Erling Haaland, that miss will really, really be disappointing. But I don't think Manchester City will be that bad. We've seen that every single time. They always started off bad, but they end up winning titles because they're one of the best team in England, if you know what I mean. So I think that Manchester City wants to win titles again because they really like. I'm not saying that they're close, but they're getting close to catching up Manchester United. But the big question is, can Liverpool or any other team um stop Man City for winning it another time? We're gonna have to wait and see. So this game against West Ham United, I think it's gonna be a tight game. I think City will might nick it because going to London Stadium ain't that easy. It really ain't that easy. But for this game, I think Man City will get the win. I believe so. I think they'll forget the Community Shield and I think they'll focus on beating Manchester United like they always do. So yeah, for this game, West Ham will definitely score, but I think I might go for. I'm not. I'm either going for 2-1 or 3-1. Let me just have a think. Um, Probably 2-1. To, oh no, actually, no. I'm going to go for 3-1 because 2-1 is is good, but I don't think they want that. They really want to get to a good start. So yeah, 3-1 to Manchester City is going to be my prediction. I think West Ham will score, but I think Man City will just dominate West Ham United and get the win. So 3-1 to Manchester City is going to be my prediction. So yeah, it'll be very surprising if West Ham can beat Manchester City, but I don't think it will happen. I really don't think it will happen. So yeah, so 3-1 to Man City is going to be my prediction. And that is it, guys. That is my predictions for the first match day of this season's Premier League. So once again, I'll go through all of them. So the first game tomorrow, Arsenal against Palace. I went for a 3-1 Arsenal win. The next one, I went for a 2-1 Liverpool win against Fulham. For Bournemouth against Villa, I went for a Bournemouth win of 2-1. For Leeds United against Wolves, I've gone for a draw 1-1. For Newcastle United against Forest, I've gone for a 2-1 Forest win. Tottenham Hotspur against Southampton, I'm going to go for a 3-1 Tottenham win. Everton against Chelsea, I'm going to I went for a Chelsea win of 2-0. Hopefully that happens, which I doubt it. Brentford against Leicester, I've gone for a Brentford win of 2-1. Man United against Brighton, I've gone for a Man United win of 3-1. And finally, Man City against West Ham United, I've gone for a 3-1 Manchester City win. And there it is, guys. That is my predictions for the start of this season's Premier League. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below whether you agree or disagree with my prediction. And also, what's your predictions? Let me know in the comments down below. If you get everything right, then then I'll I'll type in the comments congratulating you. But if you get everything wrong, don't worry. You can still do better and maybe get a higher score than me if you can. That is if you get everything right. So yeah, so we don't need to worry. So let me know in the comments down below. What's your prediction? And if you agree with my prediction, then let me know also in the comments down below. So that is it, guys. That is the end of this preview. Make sure you check out tomorrow's video where I'm going to be talking about the new signing, possibly coming to Chelsea, Kukureya. Chelsea have already signed that Aston Villa midfielder. I think her name is Chukwuemeka or something like that. I can't pronounce that name. And there's more signing as well. And also the Everton vs Chelsea preview, the lineup and my prediction on that one. So make sure you change it into tomorrow's video. So, and if you don't want to miss that one, first of all, if you are new, hit the subscribe button below, then hit the bell notification so that you never miss any of my YouTube content. Smash the like if you enjoyed this first ever prediction show, and make sure you share this video to everybody so that they can come along and give their prediction in the comments down below. So I'm looking forward to the Premier League this season. We know there's going to be surprises, there's going to be shocks, there's going to be drama, there's going to be everything because we all know that Premier League is the best league in the world. We all know that. So that's I'm looking forward to the Premier League this season. So big matches coming up, and we're going to have to wait and see who will win the title, who will be in the top four, and who will be relegated. That's what we have to wait and see from now on until the end of the season. So I'm looking forward to it. So thank you guys so much for watching. Look after yourselves, take care, and as always, up the Chels. See you guys tomorrow.